Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Anne Hambuda. I decided that I wanted today's video to be a little bit different than normal because I would really like to rant and complain about something, but I honestly do not have time to sit down and set up my whole filming situation. So we're gonna do this while I'm cooking. I'm gonna be making a burger and I'm very excited. And at the same time, I'm also gonna be talking about something I read in the newspaper today. I actually saw the Namibian newspaper previewing this the day before. And I saw the headline and it said, I literally ran out of my house to go buy the newspaper, just by the way, early in the morning. But it says, push to celebrate virginity. And I didn't read the whole article because I was just getting enraged the more and more that I went into the article. But let me just show you guys the first couple sentences. So I'm not gonna use anybody's names or anything just because I don't think that they deserve space in on my YouTube channel. I really just don't think they do. So I'm gonna call them X. And this person is a member of parliament. X has called on traditional authorities across the country to revive virginity festivals. I even feel so ridiculous just reading those words. During these festivals, girls are taught the importance of remaining virgins until marriage to combat unwanted pregnancies and HIV infection, among other things. X now recently made her plea in parliament, but followed this up with an interview. And basically she said that these cultural practices would also help address a lack of manners amongst the country's youth. So basically the rest of it talks about how it's part of our culture. We need to protect these things that are enshrined in Oshuambo culture and they're important and blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna get all the ingredients and then we're gonna talk about this properly. Actually, let me do that first and we'll talk while I'm preparing the food. Okay, so I have everything here with me ready to make this burger. I'm just gonna wash my hands. The stove is on. So I wanna put a slice of cheese on the burger, but I don't have a block of cheese or cheese slices. I just have grated cheese, so I'm gonna melt it down into a slice and then let it harden, if that makes sense. That's what I always do whenever I need a cheese slice. I just melt. Or if I wanna mix different cheeses together, I'll grate them all together and then I'll melt them and then let them cool down in a sheet of mixed cheese. It's really nice. So I'm gonna pop this into the pan and let it melt down. So I just wanna say, I wanna start my rant by saying that I'm not even disagreeing with some of the reasons of giving children sex education. I really actually think it's very important to not shy away from these topics when it comes to young people and get them educated early on so that they can make informed decisions about themselves, about their bodies, and about their sexual relationships, and so they can also avoid, as I said, pregnancies and HIV. That in itself is not a problem. I just don't understand why it's so gendered. Why is it only young girls that need to be taught about virginity and keeping themselves pure from men? That's the thing I don't understand. And also, why is it that we're a conservative country, Namibia, right? I've noticed that if you have to talk about introducing sex education in school, parents will complain and all these conservative older people will come out and say why do you want to talk to children about sex and blah, blah, blah. But as soon as it's about having a festival that celebrates teenage girls' virginity and purity, then it's oh yeah, we need to be talking to them about sex and how to make sure that they're safe and everything. Why is that? And why is it not that we need to teach them how to take care of themselves and their bodies for themselves, but rather we need to keep them virgins? Because when a man, I saw a quote that literally said when a man, when a man touches them, it needs to be for the first time. I'm what? Excuse me? Why is it that whenever there's a chat about the morality of a society, it's always about controlling women's bodies and preserving them in this youthful virginal state for the pleasure of men? Why is it never just about protecting young girls? it's always this disingenuous thing of like, yeah, we want to educate them, we want to teach them how to be like, I don't get it. I'm busy chopping the mushrooms now because I'm gonna fry some mushrooms, and like it's gonna be one of the toppings as well. And I can already hear like what some dumb person is saying right now, like, oh, it's only ever I see this a lot on Twitter, like it's only ever loose women, whatever that is, who complain about the standards that are set for women. You know, if you're a pure woman, if you're a you know, a woman that's worthy of our respect, if you're someone that's covered up and conservative and humble and quiet and virginal and pure, then you wouldn't, if you were that type of person, then you wouldn't be complaining. You must be a hoe to care about such a thing, or to think that it's wrong to want people to limit themselves sexually. You know what I mean? And for me, it's like, that is like the least important part of this argument. Like, it's literally not even about myself, and it's not about me trying to fit into any standard that's set by anyone. Personally, me, I do not value myself or other people based on sex or their genitals or anything like that. So I do not fall into that trap. I do not live my life that way. I do not try to suppress myself. I do not care about all that. I really could not care less what somebody thinks I am based on sex. Like, it's literally the least important defining factor of somebody. So the mushrooms are busy frying with a bit of butter. And now I'm gonna prepare the meat. I've got some mincemeat here. And I'm just gonna add a bit of like chopped onion to it and then form a patty with it. Anyways, what was I saying? Like, I'm just like, I hate how this idea of morality is constantly shoved down our faces by us and as a society, especially Namibians, because I feel like Namibians are the like most fake conservative people in the world. Like, we love judging other people and telling people what to do and calling girls hoes and doing all of that and trying to shame women for being who they are. But like, this country is literally full of freaks. Like, we are like literally sexual deviants, I believe. Like, if you even just see the stories that have been coming out this week of people that are cheating, people who are sleeping with each other's what, and just like the amount of stories you hear about dating in Windhoek. Like, I don't know why we try to pretend that we are like these holier than thou, better than the next person type of people. And then you get situations like this where there are festivals where it's literally just an excuse for old men to look at naked young girls. Like, if we are being frank, that's literally the purpose of it. It's just an excuse for people to come and like fulfill their young girl fetish and be excited by the fact that they are currently controlling young girls and making them stay virginal for their pleasure. And I hate that, because not everybody... I'm drinking lemonade, by the way. I made it myself and it's so freaking good. Not everybody has the voice to be able to speak. I need to stir my mushrooms. Not everybody is like empowered to be able to speak up against such things. So you'll have girls that'll just grow up in this world and think that it's normal, and then try to perpetuate that onto the next batch of girls. And that's why like nobody should come and tell me about this culture crap, because within our culture it's also very like encouraged for us to hide perpetrators of sexual and not report them and keep them in our homes. The other day, Namibia's Hot Tea or my juices, I can't remember, one of the two of those two pages, I think it was Namibia's Hot Tea, because they're always asking people for stories. So they literally asked people like, tell us about your sexual assault or rape stories. And literally 98% of the stories that came in were girls saying, it was my mom's brother, my mom's male colleague, the male babysitter, my male cousin, my older brother, my whatever. Like literally all of them are being harmed in their own homes as little children. They grow up with this as little girls and it's just like normal, I guess. Those are the things that are going on, but we still want to encourage. We want to celebrate virginity. Like, this is someone that's a member of parliament. I've literally never heard these people speak about like all the, on the same front page, on the same front page of this paper, is a story about a boy who was mutilated in Caribbean. Is it Caribbean? Yes. And his body parts were found in a plastic bag. I've never heard that member of parliament speak out against the amount of murder that is happening in Namibia, the amount of femicide that is happening in Namibia. Like, I've never heard them speak about that. But they want to celebrate virginity. So, like, I just don't like this fake self-righteousness that we have going on. The burger patty is cooking. I just put it on the stove now and it's looking really good. Oh, the vegetables. I need tomatoes and some lettuce. Okay, so all my ingredients are done and now it's time to assemble the burger. The first thing I'm gonna do is put mayonnaise on one of these and then chutney on the other one. I just wish that Namibians would get serious. Like just with the priorities, you know? Especially considering we are like a country that has just got so much more going on. We have poverty, femicide, gender-based violence, Namibian citizens who don't have like the rights that other Namibians have to be who they are. Why are we still trying to live according to like stuff from years ago? The reason why culture shifts and changes and evolves over time is because you realize what's necessary and what isn't, and you get rid of what isn't necessary or conducive or healthy or good for you. You know what I mean? And over time, things should get better, not worse, honestly. The next thing that goes on is lettuce on the bottom bun. So mushrooms, and now the patty. Ooh. Ooh. I'm so excited, guys. So I think the next thing should be the cheese. And this is how the cheese slice turned out. Isn't that cool? And then the egg. So much going on in this burger. Literally a whole egg. And then tomatoes. And then the top bun. Look at this burger, guys. Anyways, guys, at the end of the day, I just want us to stop trying to control women's bodies and sexuality, and we should stop trying to pretend that morality politics protect young girls when they actually don't. If we want to give young people sex education and to teach them how to protect themselves, I'm in full support of that, and I think we should do that. But anything else that is just an excuse for us to further subjugate women and young girls and treat them like they're second class and treat them as if they somehow lose value because of sex, then I don't support that at all. And I kind of just wanted to rant and I wanted to get that off my chest because it's just a big problem that I have with Namibians sometimes. This fake morality thing that we've got going on, and I'm really annoyed. But it's whatever. I'm gonna eat my burger now. I'm sure you wanna see, actually. Let me show you. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? I'm gonna squeeze it. Oh, the juices. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye.